Welcome to Big Sellers. It's Friday afternoon. It's 4:30 Central Standard Time. What are you doing right now? Are you still at work? Are you planning for the weekend? Are you planning for success? What's going on? As you guys know or don't know, but maybe you'll catch it on this broadcast, I've started a 6:45 a.m. Central Standard Time, 7:45 Eastern Time show. And I want to invite you guys. And hi, Frank, and hi, Ken Walls, Natalie Phillips, and Julia. I'm so glad you guys joined for Big Sellers. I love doing this show. At least on this show, you guys get to see me in hair and makeup. At my 6:45 show, I'm a little bit rough. Natalie, Dan, how are you? Jess. Okay, so I want to talk about the book that I'm reading and I'm talking about in the morning show, which is Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil. Now, when I say I'm reading it, this is my fourth time to read it. And on my show, Be Fierce 365, which is every single morning at 6:45, it's 15 minutes. And why I did it was that book changed my life when I read it 2 years ago. All of us have limiting beliefs to some level. And I'm a pretty positive person. People who know me, my cup is always half filled. My Prosecco glass is always half full. This is just water, I swear. I'm positive. Like I believe that mindset is everything. So I decided after my birthday that I was going to go on a 365-day quest to live unequivocally, unapologetically, without, as a non-negotiable in my life, to be fierce for 365 days straight. That means waking up every single morning at 5 a.m. Because anybody who's heard me speak or follows what I write and what I teach is that the number one way to be more successful is just to get up earlier in the morning. Like, it's not rocket science. The earlier you get up, the more successful that you're going to be. So, I want to talk a little bit about that. I want to talk about Napoleon Hill, and I want to talk about the Mastermind. What I'd love for you guys to do, you guys and gals, is if you would share this show out, and leave comments for me. It's super hard for me to be able to look into the camera and be able to talk to you and share with you and then try to write back to comments. So I always like to know you are here and what kind of questions that you have, because I always try to write back to everybody. It's so important to me. And I just want to invite all of you out there who follow this Big Seller show to join me every morning at 6:45 a.m. Central, 7:45 Eastern for 15 minutes as I take you along on my journey to live the unapologetically fierce 365 that I spend a lifetime, that I teach, that I travel all over the world and I talk about. And so right now the work I'm doing is on the Napoleon Hill. And for those of you who saw the show this morning, Julian, why are you giving me laughing emojis? I need to know, because I'm doing it. I had Sharon Lecter on the phone or on the show, and Sharon annotated and edited Hill's original manual that was in the vault for 75 years. It was so controversial 75 years ago that Napoleon Hill's wife, because she worked for the church, for the Presbyterian Church, she was afraid to publish the book. And he actually wrote it right after he wrote Think and Grow Rich. And I believe that Think and Grow Rich would not have been as big of a hit as it was if Outwitting the Devil would have come out first. And one of the things Sharon talks about is that Napoleon Hill, even if you don't know who he is, you know who he is. Think about this. You have nothing to fear but fear itself. Yeah. All the things about laws of attraction, The Secret, all of that was done in 1920 by Napoleon Hill. One of the reasons that I created my mastermind group, which is Big Sellers Mastermind, and if you're not a member of that yet, you need to be. I'll put the link up. You want to be in the Big Sellers group. I think we're about 2,200 strong now, of the brightest, sharpest minds in all industries, if you're committed to it. But Napoleon Hill is the one who came up with masterminding. He's the one who came up with the mastermind. And if you think back to Think and Grow Rich, Think and Grow Rich was, he went to 500 of the captains of industry back in the 1920s and 30s, people like Rockefeller and Ford, just to name a few, and asked them, what are your keys to success? So it wasn't like this was just Napoleon Hill. You know, he went out and he looked for the most successful men in the world and he interviewed them and he compiled all of it. And so that's why Think and Grow Rich today is the most, still probably the best-selling book of all time, and so relevant even, you know, gosh, 100 years later, because you see that the principles of success, they never change. What do you guys think about that? Let me go see who's on here right now. Laura Berman, how are you? Aiden, hello, my friend. Dan, why are you crying too at me and laughing? I don't get it. Ken Walls, you rock. Thank you for sharing. Ari Brown, just the fact that you could get on the show right now since you're an accountant, and let's see, we're at 3 days. Hey girl, 3 days left and then you're done with people like me who waited to file your tax returns. Chris Whitfield, oh, my long lost friend, how are you? Aaron Lancaster, oh, my husband's joining. Let's see, he's up at the state fair with my father-in-law in Dallas. So that's good. Mike Phillips, Nigel, how are you? Frank, when you get up at 5 a.m., what do you do and what gets your day started in that direction? I walk right into this office, Frank, and I start answering emails. I just want to get it out of the way. It's inevitable. You know, we live in this on-demand world and our clients expect us to be on 24/7. I'm not complaining about it, but I've learned how to manage it versus just a shotgun approach to, if an email comes in, I answer it right now, or a text comes in, I answer it right now. I mean, I'm running 4 different companies. I've got my manufacturing OEM business. I've got my dealership business. I've got my speaking business. I've got my book writing business. I've got our, you know, all the courses and everything that my creative team in New York is. I mean, I guess I've got 5 businesses literally. And I'm not just saying that because I think I'm cool. I'm saying it because that's how much I've got going on. So I time block everything and I want to be in control. And so when I start at 5, I can go from 5 to 6:30 now answering emails. And then from 6:30 to 6:45, I do show prep. And I get ready for my my Be Fierce 365 show. That's 15 minutes. And then at 7:10, I've got to be able to walk out the door to my 7:30 Orange Theory class that ends at 8:30. Like, are you getting, like, I'm already just, you know, by about 5:05 in the morning. But by the time I get done exercising and I get home at 8:30 in the morning, that's when I'm ready to get ready, get in the shower so I can look like this versus like I do at 6:45 in the morning. I'm ready. I have accomplished so much and I'm ready to start my day at about 9:15. Like, start my business day. And then at that point, I block time. Am I going to work on my book today? Am I going to work with my auto manufacturers? Am I going to work with my car dealers? If you guys saw on Facebook today, I was out visiting some of my dealer clients, right? And so I'm real stingy with my time. And here's another secret. You know, I don't do a lot of lunches with people unless they're clients, because I love all of you. And I always get comments like, oh, that's why you won't go to lunch. But it's just that it takes 2 hours out of my day. So I prefer to do dinners later, early dinners, because I go to bed about 9:15. I'm like out cold. It's about taking control of your day. That is the secret to being fierce. And, you know, fearless is my acronym for fearless. F is for fearless. I is for to initiate. E is for enthusiasm. R is for being relentless. C is for crushing approval addiction, and E is to execute. So you can be all of those things, but if you don't execute in fierce, you're done. Like it doesn't matter. You can be fearless and have initiative and enthusiasm and relentless and crushing approval addiction, blah, 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 but if you don't execute, bye. And so that's why, and you've got to execute 365 days a year. I mean, for those of my friends out there who are in the automotive industry, you know, it's cutthroat. It's like, I better be there ahead of my competitor. I better be there in better form, with better ideas, better studied, better understanding how I'm going to solve their problem, my client's problem. And so a lot of times I start that at 5 o'clock in the morning too. Mike Phillips, but you're cool. Okay, I gotta love you, man. I love my friends. Kendrick Shope is in the house. Can I just tell you how amazing my friend Kendrick Shope is? She's been on the Steve Harvey show. She has got a sales academy that is second to none. And she and I are going to be in Las Vegas this weekend, in fact, together speaking at Rockstar Auto Conference. I can't wait. And she is absolutely amazing. And she is a sales expert. She's a sniper. She is a sharpshooter. Like, you mess with Kendrick Shope and look out. She's amazing. Natalie Phillips, oh, you're my incredible friend. Well, you're my incredible friend. And I learned to be fierce, a lot of it from you. Um, so Jeff Taylor, you've joined. So here's my ask today. I've got two asks. My first ask is that you join Big Sellers Mastermind if you haven't done it already, because that's where I spend so much time. I spend a lot of time in that group now. You know, I don't want to just blast my regular Facebook page, even though my friends tell me that they can't get on their computer without seeing me on my regular Facebook feed. But I pour into this mastermind group. I mean, these are my people. They've asked and requested to be in this group. And so I like to solve problems. I like to connect people. I like us to mastermind, put things out there. You know, I want to help as many people as long as I'm on this planet, I want to help as many people as I can help be successful. But not just successful when it comes to money, being successful in life and doing what you love. I spent a lot of years doing things I didn't love. I liked it okay, but I wasn't living the life I wanted to live. And so I've done that the last 3 years, and I've got a winning, proven system to do that. And it's fierce. It's the art of the big sell, and that's the overarching, and fierce is the absolute strategy to get there. And I share a lot of it every single day. I mean, I really do. I mean, when people tell me, you know, thank you for saying what you say, because it made me make a decision to go do. Because, you know, every birthday I have, I think, God, I'm one more year, you know, that's just one more year around the sun, one more year of whatever. And like, that's why I decided to do this show on the mornings, because I said, I have to walk out every single day when I'm standing on a stage preaching to audiences of hundreds and thousands sometimes about being unapologetically fierce. And that is not making excuses. That is getting up and making myself get up every single morning, sharing my journey alongside of you. This is my journal. I'm only on day 2 because my birthday was Wednesday, but I'm sharing all my notes of what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. I'm going through books and teaching lessons and talking about books like Napoleon Hill. If you have ever had limiting beliefs or walked in fear, afraid to make a decision, afraid to jump off, afraid to live everything that you are meant to be, then you need to read this book, and even better, listen to it on audio. Oh yeah, Sharon Lecter hired 2 actors, and one of them is the devil. So the book, the premise is, it is a conversation between Napoleon Hill himself, who to this day is considered the greatest thought leader ever. And it's a conversation between him and the devil. And he puts the devil, now, it's the proverbial devil, okay? But he puts the devil on notice. And the devil really comes back at Hill and talks about all the things that that the evil in the world puts onto people, and how mind control and how laziness and how everything that keeps us from being all we can be. And it starts at childhood. I mean, these are my notes from yesterday. I'm so glad you guys are hanging with me, because this is what the devil, right? The proverbial devil, right? We've got an angel and a devil, the good and the evil that sits in every one of us, and we combat it every single day. But here was my notes from yesterday. The devil starts at a young age, instilling limiting thoughts and beliefs, fear, superstition, greed, lust, revenge, anger, vanity, and just plain laziness. He gets best results when he takes control of young minds. He sets up habits which keep the doors ajar forever. And then I wrote, boom, truth, close those doors. So even if we can't close those doors now, or as children, we can be parents that close those doors for our children. And today is the day you can decide to close those doors that have been hanging over you your entire life, maybe. The doors of fear, of superstition, of limiting beliefs, of lust, of revenge. That's a big one for a lot of people, of anger, vanity, and just laziness. Like, that's the stuff we're talking about for 15 minutes. And then, you know, today I wrote just a couple of things. Even people, Hill says, even though people know what they're supposed to do, they don't do it. That was why he wrote the book, Outwitting the Devil, because the whole fear piece in Think and Grow Rich it overcame him, and he thought, I have to write more about this, because people know what they're supposed to do and then they don't do it. How many people out there, by a show of hands, you employ people, right? You employ people and they know what they're supposed to do and they don't do it. Therefore, it limits their success, but more importantly, it limits your success as a boss. If you've got people that are underperforming, how do you pull them out of that limiting mindset? It doesn't mean that they're bad people necessarily. It means they need a boss. It means that they need a leader who understands what holds us back and what paralyzes us from being all that we can be. That's what my show is about every single morning. And I wouldn't even say it's a show. I'm inviting you along on my journey as I redig into these books, as I redig into the hundreds and thousands of pages of content that I've probably written or whatever. I'm pumped about it. You know, Hill says there's nothing to fear but fear itself. You know, pay yourself first. You know, that was in Napoleon Hill, the law of attraction. You know, oh, I get so pumped up about it. Okay, so here's what I'm asking. Join the Big Sellers Mastermind group. Number one, I'm going to put a link up. I think some other people have. I see Kendrick Shope has already done it for me. Number two, join me in the morning. Join me, join the movement that together that we're going to be unapologetically fierce 365 days a year. Remember, FIERCE is an acronym for fearless, initiative, enthusiasm, relentless, crushing approval addiction. What does crushing approval addiction mean? It means we all want to be liked. I want you to like me and me to like you. And if I find out somebody in the group or at work doesn't like me, then it ruins my day, it ruins my attitude. Well, get over it. You've got to crush approval addiction. You know, you need to be good with your family, you need to be good with your tribe, and you need to be good with your maker. That's it. And those people that don't love you and they don't see in you who you are and what you are, then they're not your people. I wish my girl Gigi Edwards was on here today. She and I will be in a restaurant and we'll sit there and we'll look around like, oh, those are not our people. And not from a standpoint of any other than we can just tell that we're not vibing with them. And if we're not, it's okay. They're not our people. Crush approval addiction. That's the C in FIERCE. And the E in FIERCE is execute. You got to execute every single day. That's why I want you to join me at 6:45 Central, 7:45 Eastern. I'm cutting off at 15 minutes. I'm making myself. See, I've taken 20 on this show because I can. And then if you'll share this out, invite other people into Big Sellers Mastermind. Leave your comments and your questions today. I'll go in and I'll answer them. I'll do whatever I can. And only those that want to crush it, that want to be fierce, need apply. See, I know that what I'm doing and what I stand for and what I talk about isn't for everybody. I've had to learn how to crush approval addiction. I've had friends tell me, like, you know, I don't know why you do this. Like, it's crazy. And you know what? That's okay. It's my crazy. It is what I want my legacy to be. You see, your legacy is not your end of life story, but it's your everyday story. And that's what I'm building, is my everyday story. And I want you to come along and build yours alongside of me. Jeff Taylor is writing it down so he can look into it. Kendrick Shope, my girl, is out there. She is posting that Facebook page. Sean Thomas, my good friend, Ask a Millionaire, Most Won't, I Will. Talk about a guy who is fierce. It is Sean Thomas with about 1.2 million Instagram followers. Stephanie Moon Lendecki is absolutely one of the fiercest women I know, and an executive at Gartner. I love her dearly. Ken Walls. Oh, Ken, I'm going tomorrow to buy my Apple computer because of you, because Ken is my guy. You want to build a website, you want technical, you want to build a brand, Ken Walls all day long, every day. Robert, Max, Jeremiah. Oh, Stephanie started outwitting the devil today. Woo woo! You're gonna have to call me and tell me. It is powerful. It will change your life if you let it. Right? It's about execution, though. It's about execution. Aiden, how are you? Angela Dial. I love how many people are on here. Robin, Megan, Mark, Subaru Steve Montgomery, who I had the honor of meeting in person in Orlando a couple of days ago. What a wonderful guy. Great car guy. Scott Simons, I love you, man. Erica, Glenn, Robin. Okay, I've got enough of you on here. So here is my ask now for those of you that are still on and for the replay. asking you, join Big Sellers Mastermind group. Number 2, write in the comments, I commit. Make a commitment to yourself. It's not a commitment to me, because I'm going to be up and I'm going to do the work anyways. But I'll tell you a little secret. The reason I decided to be so public about it is so that I would stay committed to get my butt out of bed and to be ready for you guys every day. Because you see, if I'm ready for you, if I'm ready to come to you with great knowledge, with great information that'll make you better, but guess who it makes better? It makes me better. It makes me sharp. It makes me walk my talk. And that's what I want to do. I mean, I'm an authentic person. I want to walk my talk. I want to push myself harder and stretch myself more than I've ever stretched myself this year, this next 365 days. I'm going to do things that I've never done before. I've got deals working bigger than I've ever had working in my entire life. And it's going to take me being as sharp as I can be, as strategic as I can be, to execute every minute of every day, to be up at 5 a.m. I mean, it is going to take all of that. And I'm excited for the challenge. And I want to take you guys along with me. And I promise you, if that is your mindset, if that is what you want to do, you will have the biggest 365 days of your life. So I want to hear commit, commit, commit. Steve Warner says me. Glenda says commit. Laura Berman, and she says commit. Angela Dial says I commit. Stephanie Lendecki says I commit. Okay, God, I feel like I'm like Joel Osteen in church, like saving the souls. But I feel like I'm saving our minds, and I'm saving my own. And if there's only 10 of us that are on it every single day, us 10 are going to be better than everybody else out there, because we're going to hold each other accountable. Erica says she's in. Robin says she's in. Who did I just see commit? Oh, Clarissa, I think she's in. All right, I'm so bad at this. Megan says she commits. Ari says she commits. Erica says she commits. Oh, I cannot wait for the 6:45 Central. If you are in California, or my friends in Canada, it is 4:45 in the morning. Okay, for all of you that have committed, share this out. Share it out. Ask your friends to commit also. Share out the link to Big Sellers Masterminds. We are going to be the baddest, coolest, strongest group of men and women in the world. I'm convinced. And I'm willing to do the work. I want you guys to do the work. I can't wait to, I don't know, I have this dream to have this like amazing retreat that I bring everybody together like in 6 months, where, I don't know, like in, I don't know, Bali or something, somewhere great. And we can talk about the progress that we've made, because we did the first fundamental thing we need to do, and that's to get up earlier in the morning. I know it sounds so crazy, but it's to commit to get up at 5 a.m. It's commit to be on the show at whatever time. And not just to be on it, just like, listening to it, but to be engaging, to be writing questions, because I give you my word about this. I can't do it live because it's hard, but I will answer every question that somebody leaves me. And if it's 500 questions, it'll be Lisa Copeland that answers every single one of them every day. This is my commitment to myself, and my commitment to every single person who takes this journey along with me, because I know together we are better. Anyways, I love you guys. It looks like we've got more commits. Aiden says, yep, I'm in. Callie, thank you, Ken Walls, for sharing it. My daughter just jumped on, who is, can I just brag for a second? She works for a global company, and she's like #1 in the US in sales, and I think #2 in the world. I'm wondering where she gets that from. But anyways, so she's just doing great. Anyways, I guess that's all I've got to say. I'm just so excited that all of you committed, so many of you committed today, and together we are going to crush it. Be thinking about where we're going to have a great retreat, where we can bring all of us together, like somewhere really fun, like Bali. I've never been to Bali, or Bora Bora. I've never been there either. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. Stephanie says Alex is amazing. Well, Stephanie's pretty amazing too. She's the most beautiful woman you've ever seen in your life. She's an executive, and she's got 5 children, and one of her sons plays for Rice, and he is a stud Rice football. Her others, I mean, all of her kids are amazing, and she's got 2 littles. Anyways, okay, guys, I love you. I don't want to just keep going on and on because I get so excited talking about this. I will see all of you that committed tomorrow morning at 6:45 Central, 7:45 Eastern, 4:45 Canada and Pacific. and share it out. And for those of you on the replay, I'm not even going to go into it again. Just watch it. Join the movement. And I will see all of you in the morning. Mwah!